special confinement center in which domestic and international terrorists are confined. During my journey, I served in 13 locations. My assignments included Senior Deputy Assistant Director of Industries Education and Vocational Training and headquarters in Washington, D.C. I also served as warden at the United States Penitentiary in Florence, Colorado, also complex warden at the Federal Correctional Complex in Beaumont, Texas. And finally, I served as warden of the Federal Correctional Institution in Sheridan, Oregon. I later went on to serve as Senior Deputy Commissioner for the New York City Department of Correction, and I am here today proudly leading the uniformed staff of the Alabama Department of Corrections. Many have asked, so why did you come out of retirement? You recently built your dream home in the Las Vegas area, and all but one of your adult children and grandkids relocated there. I chose to come to Alabama for one reason: Commissioner Dunn. In August of last year, I was invited to serve as a keynote speaker during the Alabama Department of Corrections Executive Leadership Conference. During the conference, Commissioner Dunn shared with me many challenges the agency was facing. But he then pivoted from his brief snapshot of where the agency was to his vision of where he wanted the agency to go. Later, I accepted his invitation to join the Alabama Department of Corrections. The challenge was great, and the opportunity to serve was called. Once again, thank you for allowing me to appear before you, and thank you for your support.
Goodbye.
So let's just talk about our executive leadership in operations. My division is operations. That's the uniformed men and women of the Alabama Department of Corrections. So let's just talk about it. The first thing I'd like you to know is that we're leadership driven. We're purpose driven within that leadership. We come to work every day with the desire to do one of three things. Number one is to ensure that the men and women we lead return home safely to their families and loved ones at the end of their tour of duty. Second, we also want to ensure the offenders entrusted to our care are housed in safe and humane conditions. And then finally, we also prepare the offenders for a successful reentry back into society. Most of our decisions are filtered through a matrix of life safety, public safety, staff safety, and inmate safety. We're driven and we stay on course, and we're evolving as an organization to do exactly that. And we've also embraced rehabilitation, education and programming, and life skills training. We're committed to ensuring that when these individuals leave our care and our custody, they are better and ready to be productive citizens in our society. Yes, we have a long way to go, but we're looking forward to increasing and improving our opportunities to model behavior and make our inmates better as better citizens when they come back down to be amongst you. Now a little background. Not much here, but some people want to know, so here you go. We have 15 major facilities, of which 13 are male, and these are secure facilities. We have 2 female secure facilities. In addition to that, there are 11 community-based facilities, and one of those happen to be females, houses females. Also, let's just talk about some more interesting information. If you were to look at our numbers, our averages at the end of the fiscal year 2018, you'll see that on our security level 5, which is considered our high/maximum security, we have roughly about 34% of our inmates. These are the ones that are in secure facilities. We also have at our security level 4, roughly 52%, and a combination of our 1s and our 2s, 14%. The one thing you may notice that there's a glaring omission of security level 3. That is because there is no security level 3. It's just something that went away as time went by. Nonetheless, at the end of 2019, our average male inmate population was slightly above 19,000. And you can also, if you want to find these numbers, you can look into our report, our annual report that was published at the end of FY 2018. I put this up here just so you know, I'm always asked this question, well, how many do you have on death row? Well, at the end of 2018, we had 178, and those serving a sentence of life without parole was slightly above 1,500. Once again, you can find this information in our annual report. So, let's transition into staff and inmate safety, topics I love talking about. So, as it relates to staff safety, let's first start with contraband. Staff safety. Let's talk about contraband control. The first thing that we've implemented was controlled movement. Controlled movement allows us to slow our operations down, ensure that there are only a few inmates at one place at one time, and it's much easier to control their activity and monitor them in smaller groups. So instead of having inmates get up in the morning and just go out and go to the recreation yard and go and do what they want, the controlled movement allows our staff to have smaller groups of inmates to deal with. With that smaller group of inmates to deal with at any given time, it's much easier to control in the event we have a situation, a small-scale situation or something larger, you won't have as many inmates participate. We also would reduce the risk of our emergent situations, and then the methods in which we use our rotational recreation. We don't have a recreation yard filled with 600, 700, or 800 inmates at one time. We really eliminate the amount of people that are out there at one time. We've also erected physical and securable areas in the yards. Basically slow down fencing, and that once again allows us to secure a particular area of our yard area instead of having the entire yards open. What I really enjoyed doing when I got here is responding to our staff who indicated they'd like to have more of a presence of our executive leadership on the hours after 2 p.m. So what we've done is we've assigned a warden and a captain at every level 5 and every level 4 from the 2 to 10 p.m. shift. That executive presence makes our staff feel safer, and we have command presence that can deal with these issues as they arise. They're there Monday through Friday. Also, we've now implemented targeted searches. Our corrections emergency response team, which is in which there would be equivalent to a SWAT team or a SORT team on the outside. Well, we have these individuals come in and conduct targeted searches of units in which we feel there has been an increase of violence and or an increase in contraband. We go in, we try to find it and remove it. And also we use rotational search. And that is when we have facilities that have very low staffing, we supplement those facilities with additional staff that are assigned to our SHIRT team. Let's talk about another methodology to make our prisons safer and to make the community safer is Operation Restore Order. Many of you may have heard of our Operation Restore Orders because they've been on the news literally on every occasion that we have them. With Operation Restore Order, the mission is to conduct institution-wide